All right. So, these are the last two properties we talked about. Are there any questions about them before we move on to examples?
No.
Okay, let's go to the examples. Simplify each expression. Write your answer using only positive exponents. So letter A, I've got negative 1.5y, all of that raised to the second power. Which property is letter A between these two? Power of product, right? The product that's going on is negative 1.5 times y. And I've got that product raised to a power. So it's a power of a product. Does everyone see why it's power of a product?
Yes.
Question. Okay, how do I handle this? Very good. We're going to follow this property. Every exponent inside the parentheses is going to get multiplied by that exponent outside of the parentheses. So what exponent does negative 1.5 have?
1.
1. What exponent does y have?
2. Oh,
5.
1. Inside the parentheses, right? So every exponent inside the parentheses gets multiplied by 2. So I get negative 1.5. What's 1 times 2? To the second power. And then y to the second power. Just like you told me. Does everyone understand that? Everyone see how that happened, why that happened?
Yeah.
Can I evaluate anything any further?
Yeah.
What can I evaluate? Do what? What can I evaluate? Negative 1.5 squared? Yeah, I can do that in my calculator, right? And I'd get 2.25 y squared. Can anything else be evaluated? No. There'd be my answer. Any questions on that? So I do want you to simplify it as much as you can. So if you have a number to a power, you can go ahead and evaluate that. I do want to see these steps on your paper. I don't want you to just type in the expression into your calculator and write down your answer. I want to see the steps of you using the properties.
Can I have a pencil?
Yeah, make sure I get it back. Questions on letter A? We're okay with that. Letter B. I have A over negative 10 to the third power. Which property is this? Power of a quotient. A quotient is a division problem. So I've got a division problem inside my parentheses raised to an exponent. Does everyone see why it's a power of a quotient?
Yeah.
Okay. Very similarly to our power of a product, what exponent does A have here inside the parentheses? 1. And what exponent does negative 10 have? 1. Same concept. Every exponent in the parentheses gets multiplied by the exponent outside of the parentheses. So multiplying both of those 1s by 3. Everyone understand that? So, I get A to the what power up top? Third power. Over negative 10 to the third power. Everyone understand 3 times 1 is 3. Can I evaluate anything further? What can I evaluate further?
I said no.
Oh, you said no. Okay. Can I? Yes, I can. What is it? Yeah, negative 10 to the third would become negative 1,000. And that'd be as far as I can go. Any questions on that? We're good so far. Any confusion I need to clear up? Please speak up if you have any questions. Letter C. What do I have going on here? Yeah, I've got both of them going on here. In my numerator, I've got a product going on. 3 times d, right? But then I've got 3d divided by 2, so I've got a product and I've got a quotient here. Does any of the processes really change, though? No, because both of them are essentially the same. Every exponent inside the parentheses gets multiplied by the exponent outside of the parentheses. So what all has an exponent inside the parentheses? 3, d, and 2 all have exponents of 1, correct? So all those 1s get multiplied by 4. Still the same concept, right? So up top I get 3 to the what power? 4th power, d to the 4th, all over 2 to the 4th. Questions there? Am I moving too fast for anybody? We're good. Sweet. What would 3 to the 4th give me? 81. I can't evaluate d to the 4th because I don't know what d is. And then 2 to the 4th would give me 16. We okay with that next step? Okay. Can I simplify 81 over 16? Are they both divisible by a number other than 1?
No.
No, they're not. So this would be my answer. Now, if they were both divisible by a number other than 1, I would have to simplify it. Let's say it was 25 d to the 4th over 15. Those are both divisible by 5. I would have to reduce it down to 5 d to the 4th over 3. That makes sense. You still got to simplify like you normally would with fractions. We're good with C. Sweet. We're just rolling through this. Letter D. Very similar to letter C. It's just a negative exponent now. So let's start off starting like we did with C. What is 2's exponent? 1. X's exponent? 3's exponent. Everyone understands that. Everything's got an exponent. What do those 1s get multiplied by? Negative 5. That exponent, that's outside the parentheses. So I get 2 to the negative 5th, x to the negative 5th, all over 3 to the negative 5th. Okay with that? It's exactly like what we did on letter C. But now I've got all these negative exponents that I need to handle. How do I handle negative exponents?
Move it to the other side.
Yeah, move it to the other side of the fraction. I change its position in the fraction. Starts off with the numerator and it's negative, I move it to the denominator. Starts off with the denominator and it's negative, I move it to the numerator. So here it's going to look like I flip my fraction, but are we actually just flipping the fraction? No, we're just changing the position of the negative exponents. So what's going to be in my numerator? 3 to the 5th, right? What else?
X to the power of 5.
Well, x to the power of negative 5 is in the numerator right now, but it's a negative. So is it going to stay in the numerator? No, I'm going to have to move it to the denominator. So is that the only thing in the numerator? Yeah, it is. What's going to be my denominator? 2 to the 5th and x to the 5th. Everyone okay with that? Everything had a negative exponent. So I brought the 2 to the negative 5th down to the denominator, made it positive. X to the negative 5th to the denominator, made it positive. 3 to the negative 5th to the numerator to make it positive. And we're almost done with this problem. What's 3 to the 5th? 243. Over 2 to the 5th. 32. And then I have x to the 5th. Can I simplify 243 over 32 anymore? No, I can't. There would be my answer. Questions on that? Are we good with our properties of exponents? Any questions about any of the properties we talked about yesterday or today? Or any of the examples we talked about yesterday or today? So we're all going to ace the assignment. We're just going to fly through it and knock it out. And no questions whatsoever.
Like 1 or 2, you give us a word problem.
That was a word problem. Okay, are there any questions about my recording before I end it?